Welcome everybody, this is Brian. We're here for Forex Live and tonight is Monday. What is it? Monday, September 16th, middle of the month already. So what we're going to be doing tonight is what we typically do on Mondays, which is this is normally a very quick session, no more than about half an hour. What we'll do is we'll walk through Forex Joe's alerts and we'll show how to place those using the indicator, using the EA that comes with 21st Century Forex Trader. And then we'll pop over to the daily report and we'll talk about how we utilize that to kind of set ourselves up, watch the key levels, find the key levels that we'll want to watch for the trading week. And then obviously tomorrow we have our morning class, tomorrow and Thursday, where we will actually execute trades under live market conditions. My trades on Friday never kicked in, so ended the week with just the one set of trades that we took on the Wednesday prior. So before we get started into the actual trading and having a look at what Forex Joe's put together, we do need to let you know that unique experiences and past performances do not guarantee future results. So just that little disclaimer right there says it all, really. Just take an opportunity, read through that, and ensure that you understand that trading does involve risk, and we should never trade with anything other than risk capital. So I'm going to pause for just a second to give you a chance to read through that, and then we'll get started with what we're going to do for the day. All right, that should be long enough. Let's go ahead and take that off the screen. All right, so what's happening here? What are we doing for the day? Well, first thing we're going to do before we jump into things is we'll pop over and we'll have a look at what Forex Joe's put together here with his alerts. And obviously, every day he does quite a bit of analysis for us. Markets have been kind of flat. He's kind of looking. Man, same thing happened the other day. Let's try turning that off and see. It's weird. I get this flashing on my screen, which I've never had before. It just started last week. Anyway, Forex Joe does quite a bit of analysis for us, lets us know what's happening in the marketplace and what he's seeing. Forex Joe is really expecting it to be a kind of a quiet market still. We came off of non-farm payroll week before last. Kind of expected it to pick up a little bit last week, but we were just trapped still in a very flat, very range-bound market. Things have moved a little bit today. We saw some opportunities, but still not a whole lot of movement, and Forex Joe feels like that might just simply be the markets waiting to see what happens with FOMC on Wednesday. So we've got a FOMC announcement on Wednesday, and that could certainly be a major catalyst for us here in the marketplace. So we'll see what happens there. For now, he has gone ahead and put out our alerts for us today. Our alerts today, since he did them early, we don't have a lot of the typical buy and sell that we would normally see. So what we'll do, and when something like this occurs, what we would normally do is pop over to the daily report, and the daily report has some automatically generated buy and sell signals for us that we could use if we wanted to park trades. Smart money right now would be, I really wouldn't park anything. I'd wait and actually watch for live market conditions. But I do want to make sure everyone knows how to use the software to park trades and how we could do that. So I would like to take Mondays to show you how we park trades, how we do that. So let's go ahead and pop over to the daily report, and we'll talk about how we can park trades here. And this daily report, if you haven't seen it before, in addition to the channel information, which is what we'll use here in just a little bit to identify our channel tops and channel bottoms and the significant levels that we should be watching for the trading week. In addition to that, in our support and resistance information, bias and key information, it also has potential trades for all the 22 currency pairs. So this one is really looking for, it's simply saying to sell a break of 33.20, and then we're looking to take profit down here around 3,300 and then 32.90. So what we would do, and then the buy break up here at 33.50. Now let's go ahead and have a look at that and put this trade on. We'll show how we can park that trade in our software using the pending order software, and then after we finish that up, we'll come back and we'll actually have a look at this report and talk about how we can utilize this at a greater level. So just to show how the software works, let's pop over to the US. Man, I'm just tongue-tied today. Pop over to the Euro USD chart, and what we'll do is we have a sell a break of 33.20, and we have a buy a break of 33.50, and then we have 33.05. I'm just making some quick notes on a pad here so we know what we're going to enter and how we're going to enter that. All right, so what we'll do is we pop over here to our Euro USD, and what we'll do is the report is telling us to sell a break of 33.20, so what we would do is we would park our sell entry down here at 33.19. So we're going to sell a break of that, and then we would pop down a little bit lower to 33.05 for our take profit 1, and then take profit 2 down at 32.90. And all we're doing, our sell lines are the red lines, so we'll just simply double click those and you drag them to the place you'd like to be. You can eyeball it like I just did, and if you hover over it, it'll tell you exactly where you are. You can also see that here to the right, and if you want to be right on, you can kind of adjust it here just by moving that around. Or if you'd rather be right exactly to the number for what Forex Joe is giving us, you can actually double click that and then right click and go to Trendline Properties, and then from here you can actually set your entry by simply putting in the number that you'd like to enter your trade at. So on the buy side, so we've entered our sell order. We have a sell entry, take profit, and take profit, and then I set my stop loss, back here a little bit out of the way. We're not going to risk. We're not going to have our risk level be greater than our take profit 1. We don't want to risk 30 pips to get our first profit at 5, right? So we've backed off our stop loss a little bit, so it's about even with our take profit level. Then we'll do the same thing here for the buy side. So we would just enter the buy in the report. So it says to enter a buy at a break of 33.50. So we have 33.51. I entered that value. Now I just simply click OK, and it automatically moves my buy entry line to where we'd like to be. And then for the sell, I'm sorry, for the take profit 1, we're looking at 33.65, which is right about here. And take profit 2, we're looking at 33.80. So just utilizing that report, we can pop those on and get our lines all set. And once the lines are set, then all we do is we click Move to Buy and Sell, and voila, it parks that order for us. And all we have to do now is wait for the market to set up and for those trades to occur. So if you want to park orders, that's what we would do. I definitely recommend parking orders versus market orders anyway. We do have a market order system. If you pop over here to your template, once you've installed the software from 21st Century Forex Trader, you'll notice you've got a few different templates. There is also a market order software. We have one right here, Market Order Pro. So with your market order software, it's the same thing, but you would just simply move to activate, and then all we would do is utilize that software from here to enter a buy or a sell. And so then if you wanted to buy this, you might just simply click Move to Buy, and it automatically enters an order for you right away. So you're automatically in the market at the current price. I typically would prefer to to wait for the setup to occur and come to me, which is why I prefer pending orders over market orders. And that's just my personal opinion. Some people like to watch the markets and then will click to pick their entry. I'd prefer to watch it, set it up, and it makes for a calmer style of trading for me. I found in the past that when I utilize market orders, I tend to get caught up in the market movement, and sometimes that can cause impulsive entries. So for me personally, I try to stay away from those. So if you do choose to use that software, though, you have the Market Order Pro, and you find that in your template here. It's like going to template, and looks exactly the same. It just when you click Move to Buy, it enters you right now, and then you can manage that trade by moving your take profit or your stop loss wherever you'd like to put that. If you do get in an order and you want to close it out, you can simply click Move to Close, and that'll close that trade for you as well on the next tick. But you manage trades the exact same way that we would to manage those with the pending order software. So anyway, that's how we would utilize that. The next thing we'd want to do, so are there any questions about how we utilize the software or how we park these trades? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Forex Joe does a good job when he puts out his full trade alert of giving us the actual, buy and take profit levels. Obviously, he put this report out early today since the markets have been so dead, and we're expecting them to remain dead through tomorrow, coming into Wednesday for the FOMC announcement, which is Wednesday at about 2 o'clock Eastern. So just keep your eyes on that, and make sure you don't get caught out with any mad moves that will occur following FOMC. So the next thing we'll want to do to utilize your information from 21st Century Forex Trader is the next thing we can do to kind of set ourselves up for the trading week is watch our daily report. And the daily report, as we scroll through here, has our channel information. And what we're usually concerned with, what I'm always concerned with, is I like to look for channels that are lining up on 2 of 3 or 3 of 3 levels. And when we say 3 of 3 or 2 of 3, what I'm talking about here is the compressed channel, the midterm channel, and the long-term channel. So we've got 3 opportunities for this to line up. Obviously, we're most concerned when we're intraday trading about these compressed channels right here, the daily channel. So we're looking for our channel top and our channel bottom. But sometimes as we do that and we look at our daily channel, we'll see that it aligns on a midterm and a long-term basis. And that just adds additional strength to that level and gives us some opportunities to play with that. Now, does it always stop? And we've talked about this. Does it always stop or stall at those levels? No, of course not. I mean, it just has a higher likelihood of stopping and reversing there. We saw 33.29 last week. Price actually opened right at it and repelled off of it. However, today or yesterday with the open, it actually gapped above it, and it's been working to get its way back down to that level. So, there are going to be instances when you're going to have price move straight through there and not look back. However, more times than not, you see these levels when they line up with this level of significance at a daily, weekly, and monthly level, when they really line up, that's showing us a heavier level of support or resistance at that area, and it gives us a great location to look for buys or sells. So right now, we're seeing 33.29 is right here, right where we are on this Euro USD. And typically, I would say this would be a great spot to park a buy order. Let's park a buy right there at 33.29 because we've been trading above it all day. Price is floating back down. Great spot to look for a buy. I would steer away from that today simply because of this gap. And for me personally, I wouldn't trade 33.29 until I see this gap filled. Most of the time, again, not always, but most of the time, when you see a gap, you'll usually see price come back in, fill that gap before it moves again. So for me, I expected it to happen today. It might happen during Asia. It might happen during London. I would expect at some point, price will float back down to this 3,300 area and fill in that gap before it breaks back. So I would watch for that. So that's why I'm not going to choose to watch 33.29 right now. Now I will on live trading tomorrow in the morning when I'm watching the live market during the U.S. and London overlap. Then 33.29, if it's still in play, which it probably will be this entire week, will be a number that I'll watch. But I'm not going to park an order there because I would expect price to come back down here at some point over the next session. So let's see what else we have here. Working our way down. Pound USD, we're not really seeing anything lining up on the short term. However, if we do break above this compressed channel top, we have a compressed channel here, at 59.28 for a channel top. Above it is 60.44. 60.44 has been a very significant number on the pound USD. And the pound USD here, if we look out a little bit further, we may have to go quite a ways back to really see it. You know, so 60.44, close enough. Was a level that price, interacted with quite a bit earlier this year. We saw it quite a few times where, price finally, it was just, it would come to it and repel, break through it and repel, and then it would support, support, support. Finally, would break that back down below it, and we'd see it as resistance again. So if we push to 60.44, great spot to look for potential buys on that. Or I'm sorry, if we look for potential sells initially, just watching for a for a breakdown when it first gets there. So great spot for us to look, but it's got to break through that channel top first, and we'll see if it can actually get there today. It certainly could. It could very certainly get up there. So 60.44, if we do break through this 59.28, would be an area I'll watch. But again, not a 3 of 3 channel, so I'm not going to mark it on my chart, and I'm certainly not going to park an order there right now until we get a little bit more data coming into the remainder of the week. Again, here, U.S. Swissy, we're seeing 94.67 above us, but quite a ways up. It's nothing right away that we'd be too concerned about, so we can keep looking there. U.S. yen, 99.67. So here we are back to 99.67, channel top at 99.67. We were talking about a trade there earlier, and it actually blew right through it and took us out. But again, here we have 99.67 coming into play, which just keeps showing us the power of these channels. And it's back in play again. If we push up to 99.67, great spot to look, at least initially, for a sell since we're trading below it. So if we push up to 99.67 tonight, great spot to look for a sell off of that and see if we can't get some pips on a reversal. So 99.67 is a good number. It's a 3 of 3 channel. It's right up here, and I could actually just park a sell order there and let that one sit overnight, because that is such a strong channel. Sometimes it'll stop us out, but most of the time it's going to give us an opportunity for reversal there. So I'm going to go ahead and park an order here and let that one set up over the course of the evening. So that's a solid channel, and I'll let that one play out. So then just scrolling through, if there's other currency pairs that you like to trade, but utilize the report the exact same way. Just simply scrolling through kind of sets us up for the entire trading week. Here we see on the New Zealand USD, there's a channel bottom down here at 81.24. If that's a pair you trade, you might want to mark that on your chart and just have a look so that you've got that marked maybe purple or red or something. I usually like to mark those 3 of 3 channels in red, so just so it calls extra attention to it. So that's a great level to watch. It's trading, but it's below us. So obviously, if price pushed down there, based on Forex Show's trading methods, we would simply park a buy at that channel bottom and look for a reversal off of that. Try to lock in pips pretty quickly. At that anywhere from 8 to 10 to 12 pips on take profit 1. So we would look for that, and you want to keep your stop loss pretty tight as well. You don't want to risk 30 pips to make 8. So just keep that in mind as well. So we'd want to keep your eye out here at this 81.24. But based on Forex Show's methodology, what we would do here is if we're trading above a certain level and we have a significant channel below us, then we would look to buy off of that channel. Just like if we're trading down here and we see a significant channel above us, we would look to sell off of that major channel. So here we have it lining up 3 of 3, which is a great level for us. Let's see what else we have. Euro yen, nothing really spectacular. 30.52. If we break through this channel and really push down, we've got a potential bottom down here, but that's quite a ways away from where we're currently trading. And it just takes you a couple of minutes to scroll through this entire report and have a look for the key channels where you might be looking for buys or sells. And again, I'm just simply looking at alignment on the 3 of 3 levels. So anything that's not a 3 of 3 channel, I don't really worry about it. And I don't trade all these pairs either. Some of these pairs have crazy spreads on them, and I just choose to stay away from it. You know, so but depending on what it is you trade, you might trade those, especially if you're a position trader or a swing trader. It may not bother you. And what's a 7-pip spread or a 12-pip spread if you're trading looking for a 100-pip move? It's really nothing. You know, like this Aussie New Zealand I kind of paused there. That one's typically like 12.5 pip spread. I couldn't stomach that. That's a pretty big hole that you have to get out of. And for me, I'm more of an intraday guy. It just I stay away from those. Here we go on the New Zealand yen, 83.3, lining up 3 of 3 channel. So we're currently trading above that. If price pushes down to that level based on Forex Joe's methodology, we would look to buy the first time it came to this level. We'd look for a buy off of 80.33. So pretty easy to just simply scroll through here. It doesn't take us a lot of time on Monday night. We just simply set ourselves up for the week and kind of mark up our charts so we know what to watch when price gets there. Typically, these big levels, these 3 of 3 channels, you're going to see them a couple of times through the week. They might be tested and retested. They might break and then retest, but you're typically going to see those prices a number of times through the week. So you can really use this report to set yourself up for the entire trading week and get yourself ready for what's to occur when you're live in the marketplace. For those of you that are live in the marketplace and you're trading live right now, then of course you're going to utilize these channels, and then also you're going to keep an eye on your support resistance numbers. And we talk about that tomorrow morning when I trade live during that U.S. and London overlap. That's typically the time of day I trade. I trade mornings for those couple of hours first thing when I get up. So anyway, there we have it. There's not a whole lot to cover beyond that. We've talked about how to utilize the software, walked through that, and then of course now we've walked through how we utilize this daily report on a larger term basis just to look for these key channels, and then based on Forex Joe's methodology, what do we do with these channels? If we're trading above it and we have a key channel below us, we look to buy. If we are trading below it and we have a key channel above us, we look to sell. Just pretty darn simple. And again, more times than not, you're going to see price move to one of these key levels and then, repel at least the first time. Not a guarantee. There's no guarantees in trading, but just the more you see it, especially line up on a 3 of 3, the more opportunity, the more likely it is for price to stop or stall there. So anyway, that's it for me for this evening. That's how we utilize the software and how we utilize the report on a long-term basis. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll see you guys in the morning. And Forex Joe will be with us in the morning, by the way. He'll be here to give his market analysis, and then Wednesday he's going to be doing market analysis for the FOMC and what we're expecting out of that announcement. I think on the schedule it says Wednesday is a video class. It's actually not video. It is going to be live, so we'll get that updated as well. So tomorrow's live with Forex Joe, and then Wednesday Forex Joe will be here live as well. And then Thursday we're having our live class as well at 9 a.m. Eastern, and we're actually bringing in a special guest. So we'll be doing our market analysis, but we're also going to have a special guest with us that's going to talk about how to utilize volume with trading, which should be really interesting. I've been very intrigued by that. I know some of our students have started using volume and have had great things to say about it. So I'm really eager to learn more about utilizing volume with our trading. Volume in conjunction with these key levels should be absolutely incredible. So I'm really looking forward to that on Thursday. So be sure to register and get in to be part of that. So with that said, let's go ahead and wrap it up, and we will talk to you guys later. Have a great one.